What a boring lecture.
I know, it wasn't very good. I was starting to fall asleep near the end.
So, what are you doing this afternoon? Have you got any plans?
Yeah, I'm thinking of going to see a movie and, listen, would you like to come with me?
Maybe. What's on?
Well, there's this film called In the Heat of the Moment, directed by Umberto Colaccini. It's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I've seen it already actually. I saw it the other day.
Oh, yes? What was it like?
Not bad, but not as good as everyone is saying. The costumes were great, and it's set on an island in Thailand, so it looks amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'd heard. So, what was wrong with it?
Oh, I don't know. I just found it a bit too slow. I got a bit bored with it after a while, and the ending was very predictable.
Oh, right.
And that Scottish actor's in it as well. You know, what's his name?
Brian McFletcher.
Yeah, that's him. I just find him really, really annoying. He can't act. Anyway, what else is on?
Let me see. Oh, there's The Cottage.
Yeah? What's that?
It's a new horror movie. It's supposed to be really scary.
OK, to be honest, I don't really like horror movies. I'd rather see something a bit lighter, if possible.
OK. Right. Well, how about this? It's a love-hate thing. It's a romantic comedy set in Paris and New York, and it stars Ellen McAdams and Ryan Rudd.
That sounds more like it. Where's it on?
The Galaxy in Cambridge Road.
OK. And what time does it start?
There's one showing at 2:30 and then another one at 5:15.
So, shall we try the 2:30 one? We could go and have a coffee or something first.
OK, great.
I'm a big fan of a Turkish singer called Sertab Erener. I first heard her when she won the Eurovision Song Contest, and I've liked her ever since then. I think she's got an amazing voice. She actually trained as an opera singer. I've got 5 or 6 of her albums, and a couple of years ago I went to Istanbul to see her sing live. In fact, I've discovered Turkey through her music and want to spend more time there. I've been learning Turkish since 2012, and I'm now starting to understand her songs better too. My all-time favourite is Life Doesn't Wait. Hayat beklemez. Excuse my bad pronunciation.
I've been playing the trumpet for 10 years now with El Sistema, which is a program that helps young people from poor backgrounds learn classical music. I really love playing, and without El Sistema, I would probably be in a bad situation. When I joined, I was only 8, but I was already in trouble with the police. My favorite composers are Russian, Shostakovich and Stravinsky. We've been rehearsing The Rite of Spring recently for a concert. It's fantastic. The best.
My favourite author is the Swedish crime writer Henning Mankell, especially his stories with Detective Wallander. The stories are good thrillers. They're unpredictable, but they're also about social issues and are a bit political, which makes them extra interesting. For the last few weeks, they've been showing a series on TV based on the books. It's okay, but the main character is different to the character in my imagination, and of course, there's less suspense because I've already read the books. I don't know if I'll keep watching.
I'm at art school, where I'm studying fine art. I've known I wanted to be an artist since I was 3. I've always been more of a painter, especially people, portraits, but recently I've become much more interested in sculpture. I think my favourite artist at the moment is an English sculptor called Henry Moore. He did these beautiful, strange, abstract sculptures. often based on human figures. I saw an exhibition of his work last year. I don't know why I liked it so much. I just did. Especially a sculpture called King and Queen.
It's nice.
Yes, it is, but it's also very dirty.
I know. We'll have to give everything a good clean and sort the place out. Maybe we should go into town and buy some stuff.
Yeah, it's a good idea. 1 minute, I'll get a pen and we can write a list. Okay, so...
Well, we need those things for cleaning. A brush and I don't know the name. The thing that you put rubbish in. What's the name?
Do you mean a rubbish bin?
No, not that. When you use the brush, what do you call the thing that you use to get the rubbish from the floor? The thing that you put the dirt into with the brush.
Oh, you mean a dustpan? A dustpan and brush?
A dustpan and brush. Yes, that's very useful.
And maybe we should get some cleaning stuff as well. Have we got any bleach?
What is bleach?
Oh, it's a kind of liquid that's really good for cleaning things, you know, like for cleaning the floor and the toilet. It's a kind of chemical. It's quite strong.
Oh, we have some. It's in the kitchen, in the cupboard, under the sink.
Oh, OK. I didn't notice that, but that's good.
We need to buy that machine that you use for the clothes after you wash them. I can't remember the name. Oh, and I know this word as well.
You mean an iron?
Yes, an iron. And also the thing that you put the clothes on when you use the iron.
Yeah, an ironing board. OK, what else?
Oh, for the bathroom, we need a thing for the shower. You know, the plastic thing that stops the water from leaving the shower. And the metal thing that holds it.
A shower curtain and a shower rail. Yeah, I noticed there wasn't anything like that in the bathroom. It's crazy, isn't it? Why doesn't the landlord provide things like that? It's so basic.
I know.
We should charge the landlord for these things.
Oh, one more thing before I forget. We need a machine that makes hot water to make tea and coffee.
Oh, yes, of course. A kettle. I can't live without a kettle. I need my tea in the morning.
For my birthday this year, my big sister bought me my own website. She's really good with computers and I'm not. But the website has become something fun we work on together. I also loved the way she told me. She sent me an email where she gave me clues about the present for me to guess what it was, but I didn't know. Then she sent me another email with a link to a website. When I clicked on the link, I understood everything, and I realised that the site was the present. I was really excited. It's my favourite ever gift because, as I said, it's something we do together.
I got a mountain bike for Christmas a few years ago, and it's been one of the most useful presents ever. Over the last year, I've lived close enough to work to be able to cycle, and so I've saved loads of money on petrol. A birthday present that also saves me money. Excellent. I'm also fitter and have lost weight.
One of my ex-boyfriends was the king of bad presents. One year he gave me an iron for my birthday. An iron! I mean, what kind of message does that send about our relationship and the way that he saw me? The following year, he bought me a dress that he really liked and told me that he wanted me to start wearing more clothes like that from then on because they would make me more attractive. I couldn't believe it! A couple of weeks after that, we broke up.
A few years ago, I went out with a girl and as we were getting out of the taxi to go to dinner, she suddenly said, "I got you a present." I was quite embarrassed because it was our first date and I hadn't thought of getting her anything. Then she handed me a rock from a beach. I was confused. Why had she given me this thing? She said, I wanted to give you something you'd never forget and you could tell your children about. I said thanks to be polite, but I actually thought it was a bit stupid, and it was a bad start to the evening. Now, though, I used that rock to stop papers on my desk blowing away, and that girl is my wife.
So, how long have you been living here?
Almost 2 years.
Wow, you must like it.
Yeah, it's nice. I have a good quality of life here. Warm climate, near the beach, not too much work.
It sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. But I'm actually going back to Canada in a few months.
Forever?
Yeah, I think so.
Why? It sounds perfect here.
Well, the economy's doing quite badly at the moment. I mean, unemployment has gone up quite a lot over the last few months, so I'm not sure I'm gonna have a job in a year's time.
Really?
Yeah, and also salaries aren't so high here, you know. I could get paid a lot more back home.
Sure, but I bet the cost of living's a lot higher in Canada as well. Everything's so cheap here. I mean, eating out is twice the price in my country. You can get a 3-course meal for about $6 here.
Yeah, that's true, but it used to be cheaper in the past. Inflation's gone up over the last 2 years, and if it stays high, well, you know, it won't be so cheap.
I know, but it's still a big difference, no?
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, in the end, I miss my family and friends. And maybe money isn't so important. But I'll still have more opportunities back home, I think, so work might be more interesting there.
I guess so. It seems a shame, though. It's so nice here. Won't you miss the heat?
Yeah, probably. But I don't mind the cold weather so much. You get used to it after a while. So, what about your country? How are things there? Is it a good place to live?
The lawyer continued reading. It seemed Dad had actually been a good salesman. He earned quite a good salary, but he just preferred to save it. And he had been good at investing money too. The most expensive technology he had was a radio, but he bought shares in some camera and electronic shops. In 1965, the shares cost 8 pence each, and he sold them 35 years later for £4.12 each. Of the £2.7 million he was leaving, he had decided to give £2 million to a charity that looked after teenagers with problems. The rest was divided between me and my sisters. For a moment, I felt angry. Why hadn't he said anything? Why had we lived like poor people? Why was he giving the money to other children? But then I thought, it's stupid to think like that. Really, I had a happy childhood, and I'm very happy now. I remembered my parents reading us books they'd borrowed from the library, and the hours we played cards together. It was fantastic what my parents had done. The love we had was more important than money, but now maybe the money they saved can bring some love to others. The only problem I have now is what to do with £250,000 when I honestly don't really need anything.
Yes, sir?
Can we get the bill, please?
Certainly. One moment.
Thanks.
How much is it?
Don't worry, I'll get this. It's my treat.
Are you sure? I don't mind paying half.
No, really, it's fine. After all, I asked you out.
Thanks. It's really kind of you.
Oh, no.
What's up?
I've just realised I left my wallet in my other jacket. It's got all my credit cards and cash in it. I'll have to go and get it.
Oh, don't be silly. It's too far to go. I'll pay today.
Are you sure? I'll pay you back as soon as I can. I promise.
No, it's fine. Honestly. Oh, wow. Right. That's a lot. I hope they accept my credit card.
Oh, that looks great on you.
Really?
Yeah, really suits you.
Maybe. How much is it?
Well, it's vintage 60s.
Sorry?
It's very old. From the 1960s. It's hard to find things like that in this condition.
Oh, yes. So how much?
Let's call it 200.
Pounds?
Yes, of course, pounds.
200 pounds? But it's not in perfect condition. Look, there's a mark here.
Okay, so let's say 180.
No, sorry. It's too much. Thank you.
Oh, okay. The best price I can manage is 150. Any lower than that, and I'll lose money.
But if I don't buy it, someone else will.
So you've said, but £1,000 is £1,000.
I know, but if I don't have a car, then I'll have to keep getting the bus into town. And that's not cheap either. Fares have just gone up.
OK, look, you did well in your exams and we'd be happy to help, but it is a lot of money. You're working now, so why don't you pay half?
I would if I could, Mum, honestly, but I haven't managed to save much yet.
Well, maybe we can borrow some money from the bank.
Really? Oh, that'd be brilliant.
And you can pay us half back when you have the money, OK?
Your card was cancelled because of some irregular activity that we noticed.
Irregular activity? What do you mean?
Well, for instance, did you have lunch in Singapore last week?
No, I've never been there in my life.
Exactly. We suspect that your card was copied sometime last month and that someone then used it overseas.
Oh no! How did they manage to do that? And will I get a refund?
Everything is covered by your insurance, and we're sending out a new card today. You'll receive your new PIN number after you get the card. They're sent separately for security reasons.
Did you have a nice weekend?
Yes, it was great actually.
Yeah? What did you do?
One of my oldest friends got married on Saturday, so I went to the wedding in the afternoon and then the reception later on. It was really good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They hired an old castle on the coast for it. It was an amazing venue. And they had a big buffet there with really good food and a DJ and everything.
That sounds great. What was the music like?
Excellent. I was expecting typical wedding reception music, but this DJ played lots of modern things as well. The dance floor was full all evening.
Did you do anything last night?
Yeah, I did, actually. I went to a friend's housewarming. She's just moved into this new place. It's an amazing flat in a converted church. It's a really impressive place.
Oh, wow. So, what was the party like? Was it good?
It was great to begin with, yeah. All the other guests were lovely. Everyone was really warm and friendly and very easy to talk to. But then my ex arrived with his new girlfriend.
Oh, no.
Yes, and to make things worse, she was absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, you poor thing. That's awful.
I know. It ruined the night for me, to be honest. I didn't stay much longer after that.
So, what did you do last night? Anything interesting?
Yeah, I had a little dinner party.
Oh, really? What was the occasion?
There wasn't one. I just felt like inviting some friends round and cooking for them.
Nice. So, how did it go? Was it good?
Yeah, it was lovely. It was nice to see people and chat.
How many people came?
12.
Wow, that's a lot of cooking.
I know. It took me ages to get everything ready.
Did you cook everything yourself?
Yeah.
You must be a good cook.
Oh, I don't know about that. I just follow recipes.
So what did you do?
Well, for starters, I did grilled aubergines covered in yoghurt and served with a slightly spicy sauce. And then...
We call April the 21st Cartini Day. It's the day that Raden Ajeng Kartini was born in 1879. She's very important in Indonesia because she fought for women's rights and against sexual discrimination at a time when we were very much second-class citizens. She set up the country's first all-girls school and really helped to change the country for the better. There's still some way to go, sure, but it's important to remember her life and celebrate it every year.
My great-grandmother on my mum's side was Ukrainian. We never met as she died before I was born, but a few years ago, my mum and I decided to go on a trip to the village that she came from. We spent a night in the house she'd been born in, which was very moving. The people were very welcoming, and I felt a real connection with the place. It was incredible. A day I'll never forget.
June the 25th will always be a very special day for me, as it's the anniversary of the day that Michael Jackson died. His death in 2009 was a real tragedy, and I still feel his loss today. I know he was a controversial figure, but he touched the lives of millions of people all over the world. One of my biggest regrets is that I wasn't able to go to Los Angeles for his memorial service. I wanted to be there, but I just couldn't afford to buy a ticket from Bulgaria.
When I was 23 or 24, I spent 6 months travelling round Southeast Asia. It was an amazing time in my life, and I had lots of great experiences. But perhaps the day I remember best was when I climbed Mount Kinabalu in Malaysia, one of the highest mountains in the region. We started climbing at midnight with a local guide, and we reached the peak just as the sun was coming up. It was incredibly beautiful.
March the 24th is a very special day for me, as it's the anniversary of the day that my sight was restored. 13 years ago, my eyes were severely damaged in an accident at work, and I was told I'd never see again. However, 2 years ago, I agreed to have this special new operation. It was still in the experimental stage, but amazingly, it worked. And thanks to my surgeon, I can now see my 2 kids. I'll always be grateful for that.